The tribe married as many wives as he wanted, burial by eating the ashes of the dead, living deep in the jungle, unaffected by the outside culture. This tribe had a lot of interesting and strange things in culture, especially the burial of the dead. The tribe grew up from the forest. Yanomami is an indigenous tribe, also known by other names such as Yanomamo, Yanomam and Sanuma, made up of 4 Indian branches living in tropical rainforests in southern Venezuela and northern Brazil. Each branch has its own language, including Sanuma in the north, Ninam in the south, Yanomam in the southeast, and Yanomamo in the southwest of the Yanomami area. Yanomami people depend on rainforest. They use tree felling and burning, gardening, planting bananas, gathering, hunting animals and catching fish. The tribe often moved to avoid areas that had been exploited for too long, and the land was depleted. Yanomami are known as talented hunters, fishermen and gardeners. Tribal women grow bananas and cassava in harmonious gardens in the forest. Men often do heavy work, such as clearing forests for cultivation, hunting. Other food sources of the Yanomami are the larvae. Their traditional diet is very low in salt. Their blood pressure is always the lowest among groups of people. For this reason, the Yanomami are the subjects of studies looking for a link between hypertension and salt consumption. Today, about 95% of Yanomami live deep in the Amazon, 5% live along large rivers. Compared to forest people, river people are less likely to move and live by fishing and trading goods with other villages. The forest people will do gardening and hunting and gathering. Some of the major Yanomami crops are sweet potatoes, bananas, sugar cane and tobacco. However, Yanomami gardeners do not get enough protein from the food they grow. Therefore, they spend up to 60% of their time climbing to find food. Men often hunt and women gather. They will hunt far away, sometimes for up to a week. In fact, most Yanomami live deep in the forest, and this is vital for them. Most outsiders have invaded the Amazon through large rivers. Only the Yanomami have been able to live isolated until recently, so they can retain the cultural identity that many Indians at Amazon have lost. Polygamy and cross-cousin marriage. The Yanomami live in hundreds of small villages, gathered by families in a large common house called shabonos. The common house has a disc-shaped structure. The outside is a square in the middle that symbolizes the whereabouts of the god. Villages are autonomous but will constantly interact with each other. Each such village will have 40 to 300 people, scattered in the Amazon. The distance between the villages can be separated from a few hours to 10 days on foot. Shabonos are built from the raw materials available in the forest, such as leaves, vines, plum trees, trunks, and are divided into many small houses for each family. If it rains, shabonos will be severely damaged, so the villagers will rebuild the house after 1 to 2 years. In Yanomami society, marriage ceremonies are almost non-existent and are not celebrated in any way. Polygamy is common, meaning that a husband can have more than one wife. A girl can be promised a man when she is 5 to 6 years old. However, they will only officially become husband and wife after her first period. After the Yanomami girl goes throughout her first period, she will be married to another man, usually a relative. Married cousins are a common form of marriage in the tribe. Most of them want to get married inside the tribe because of the fear of intense division between different tribes. The woman will come to live with her husband and must perform the tasks that she used to live with her mother. Violence and abuse among couples in Yanomami culture is very common. If a woman feels that she cannot live with her husband, she can flee to live with her brothers. Yanomami women accept polygamy. Older wives in a marriage are often given priority over others and can act as boss or superior over the remaining wives. The first wife usually no longer has sex with her husband, but she can offer the most unpleasant jobs for the concubines she chooses. The husband must not show his love to avoid jealousy between wives. Eat the dead to make the soul immortal. The Yanomami tradition is shaped by the belief that the natural and spiritual world is a unifying force. Nature creates everything and is very sacred. They believe that their fate and that of all people are firmly linked to the fate of the environment. Environmental destruction means that humanity is committing suicide. Their spiritual leader is a magician. Rituals are a very important part of Yanomami culture. The tribe celebrated a bumper crop with a bush.